Joining us now is the CEO of Denny's, John Miller. John, great to have you on this morning. Can you tell us a bit about the hiring tour? I was reading about free breakfast for job applicants. So what is the feeling like, and have people been showing up?
It's been a lot of fun, if nothing else, and people are showing up. Our guests are coming back in first and foremost, and so we're hiring to get back to 24/7 across the country, which is our brand promise, always open. And our employees at Denny's are like family, so they work really hard, and we're proud of how they want to overwhelm the guests with hospitality every day. And so in our company, people stay longer, vote us as one of their best places to work, especially for people of color. And we have lower turnover than the averages of those we compete with in the marketplace. And I think it might be because we just have fun here. We live up to our purpose and values. They're very important to us, what we do every day, how we give back to the communities we serve. And I think it's also maybe because we provide training. You don't have to have a lot of skills. In that prior segment you were talking about, how some people are a little worried about skills coming back to work, or maybe they're the last to get hired to compete for the better wages that are in the marketplace right now. That's not true at Denny's. We'll train you, we'll develop, we have all kinds of career opportunities. So if people are thinking about a career change, if they're a single parent worried about flexibility, if they wonder if there's a future beyond their starting spot, we'd like for them to consider Denny's. We are trying to put 20,000 people to work right now. We're trying to make it easy. Careers.dennys.com is where you go for all 50 states, all of those positions open across 1,600 locations. The tour started Monday the 28th. We have stops on Route 66 in St. Louis, Oklahoma City, Albuquerque, Flagstaff, Arcadia, and it's in this big 53-foot long, big red diner. It's called our Mobile Relief Diner. And this is actually deployed and staffed by volunteers from our franchising company stores. And we've served over 40,000 meals in that during disaster relief, hurricanes, fires, and the like. And it was just set up to give people relief. It's been kind of fun to watch, but we're using it a little differently now just to raise awareness for our hiring tour.
What do you attribute the labor shortage to? Because it seems like a lot of questions around it. Why there is such a shortage? Why is it so hard to get people back to work, given the fact that millions of people, about 7 million, still unemployed? Do you think it's tied to wages? What do you make of it?
Well, wages are not the issue any longer, right? Wages have been going up, pre-pandemic, and certainly coming out of the pandemic. If you look at the company stores, now granted, we operate in just a few states. We have 68 company stores, and our total system's near 1,700 restaurants, right? So, but in our company stores, I can speak for those and where they're located. You know, our servers are at above $15 an hour. Certainly cooks are too. And the starting wage for cooks may be a little under that in some states across the country, but it's really not a wage issue quite like you might have thought any longer. That might have been true pre-pandemic, but those have been going up, and I'd say no longer the barrier. I think all the things that were mentioned earlier, the further you get out the vaccines, the further we get out of the support for folks when they didn't have a job or enough hours to sustain their family. Remember, all these things they're not an experiment, right? We have ways in which our government, that we're all grateful for, swept in quickly with PPP loans and unemployment benefits. And we can now argue about the perfection of those and when they burn off and whether they created a different change. But all these things really are temporary, and people are going to go back to work. There's going to be breadwinners in homes. People are going to be responsible and look out for their families. And it's just a matter of time when all of that's comfortable for everybody. It'll vary in different places across the country. But I think you put all those reasons together and you have what we have today. But I do believe this will all change soon.
We've heard about teenagers being hired in record numbers this summer. Is Denny's bringing on more teenagers than usual?
I would say the fast food, fast casual tends to be the stronger hires of teens, although Denny's does too. But when you get into full service, the demands of that position are a little bit different. And you have servers and cooks that it's much more complex and challenging. And I've sort of been leaders of brands that were positioned in each of those categories. And so you tend to have people a little bit more experienced and mature, but there are a number of teen positions as well. It's also a great place to apprentice and learn and develop a career. And so again, even teens, we encourage you to come take a look, careers.dennys.com.
Unfortunately, we are out of time, but great to have you on, John Miller, CEO of Denny's. Really appreciate it.